Hello students, welcome to lesson 1-2, Understand Whole Numbers and Place Value. Our I can statement for this lesson is I can read and write whole numbers using standard form, expanded form, and number names. And when you write your I can statement, be sure to place the examples in your statement in your journal as well. Please pause if you need a moment to write these down in your journal. For our vocabulary today, the first word is the word value. This shows an example number of 5,318. The value of the 3 is 300 in this problem. So I would write this out just like you see it in the purple box. Our next vocabulary term is expanded form. And you'll notice in expanded form, in one of the examples, it shows exponents to help show numbers like 1,000 and 110. And then below, it is written in the just regular number form. So these examples show how we're breaking a number apart by its place value. For our solid share problem today, the problem says the population of a city is 1,880,000. What is the value of each of the two eights in this number? How are the two values related? Use tools like this place value chart to help solve the problem. So we are going to actually go through and again use cubes to help us tackle this problem. So I'm going to circle the numbers and then I'm going to underline the actual questions, and we have two of them. So our first question is, what is the value of each of the two eights in this number? And our second question is, how are the two values related? So we have a two-part question that we need to answer. I'm going to go in and I'm going to box the keywords that we need to really focus in on. So we need to know value of each of those numbers, and then we need to know how the two values are related. That will be the second part of our question. So to help with this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in this place value chart using the actual number from the problem, because then it's going to let me very easily see what the value is of each of the numbers in the problem. So I'm going to start here with our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. So again, our number is 1,880,000. So now I need to, this is kind of helping me evaluate the problem. I know what the place value is of each digit. And I'm going to go ahead and solve the problem based on kind of where the numbers are placed in this place value chart. So I'm going to look at the first 8, since I have to look at both of them. And I see the first 8 is in the 100,000s place. So our 8 in this number, the first 8 is going to have a value of 800,000. Now, when I look at the second 8, I see it's in the 10,000 column, thousandths column. So I know that it is going to have a value of 8,000. So I'm going to say the second 8 has a value of 80,000. All right, so I have solved, just by looking at this place value chart, the first question. I know the value of each of the 8s. And now I need to look at the second portion of this. It says, how are the two values related? I'm going to give myself a little bit more space to write. So if I'm looking at how the two values are related, I know that 80,000, which is our second value, times 10, oops, 80 times 10, oh, I need to write 80,000, 80,000 times 10 equals 800,000. This helps me to show how those two are related. So this lets me know that 800,000 is 10 times as great as 80,000. All right, so I've solved all parts of this question. I know the value of the first 8, which was 800,000. I know the value of the second 8 is 80,000. I know that 80,000 times 10 is 800,000. This lets me know the relationship between the two. So in this statement, I've answered the second portion of that problem. 800,000 is 10 times as great as 80,000. Here are a couple examples of student work. The first piece of student work is Corey's work. Corey did something very similar to the way that I solved the problem. Corey wrote out what each of these answers were, the value, and then did a math equation and a sentence like I did to show that relationship. Corey used the place value chart correctly, and he showed that 800,000 is 10 times as many as 8 10,000s. If we look at Albert's work, Albert also wrote in a portion of the problem in the place value chart, and he wrote that 800,000 is 800,000, so he wrote it in word form and in number form, and then he wrote 8 10,000s is 80,000s. So Albert showed that one of the 8s has a value of 800,000 and the other has a value of 80,000. Since 800,000 has one more zero than 80,000, that means that it is 10 times as great as the 80,000. Now at the bottom of your page where you showed your work, um, you need to go ahead and write your summary about what your thinking was. Remember, before you work the problem out, you need to hit pause on our video so that you can do the work on your own, and then hit play to check your work and those other possible solutions. In your summary, write a few sentences just if you were going to explain how you work the problem to another person. Thanks for working so hard, and we will see you in class and talk about this problem.